morning, everybody. It is Monday. It's a little chilly outside. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Alright, we're going to jump right into it. If you guys are watching this video, and you saw my video last week, so today starts our first video of our video series, So You Want to Start a Lawn Business. And every week, Monday or Tuesday, we'll be putting out a video, and each week it's going to be a slow progression, all the way up to currently where we are right now. It'll probably take a while to get there, but it's going to show you, hold on, we'll let the school bus pass. We're going to show you the steps on from the very beginning of thinking about equipment, where to look for equipment without having to leave your home, what prices you're probably going to see, and what you think is a fair price to buy equipment of different sizes and kinds. We're going to talk about the paperwork stuff, the the calendar, the planning, the route structuring. We're just going to talk about a lot of different things. So this week, right now, we're not going to talk about equipment. We're going to talk about calendar. We're going to talk about 2 different types of notebooks, and I'm just going to touch on yardbook.com a little bit, but I'm going to put together another video series for that program, which I use it, and it's fantastic. So get ready and let's get started. What we're going to start with this morning is our kind of bookkeeping stuff. So alright, so what I got here is we have a big notepad, a small notepad, and we have a calendar. So let's set that to the side, talk about these 2 right now. Alright, so you're going to want to be able to keep track of notes, jot down some detailed things, either stuff you're having a phone call conversation with a customer, or if you got to go pick up some stuff from a store, or some things you got to do at a customer's house, or whatever the case may be. You need to be able to keep stuff written down. So here I have just a regular notebook, legal size pad. I use graph paper just because I like the lines. This kind has lined on the back, or you can buy the kind that has lined or whatever. And the cool thing about this is once this is out, you can throw the cardboard stuff away and put in a new part in there. You're going to want a pen, a small marker, a big marker, and a pencil. Let me see if I can find that. Here it is. Okay, so you're going to need a pencil. Alright, so, and it's good to have a calculator over here if in case you need one, but most all cell phones nowadays have that, so you don't have to worry about that necessarily. And then of course I have a couple different business card holders from different customers, and then I have some of mine in here. So not saying they got to have all that. This just kind of gives you an idea of maybe some things you should have. This is what I use that really keeps everything organized and whatnot. Alright, so you would write all kinds of stuff down on here. So this is your notebook. It doesn't have to be DeWalt, it could be anything else. But you want to make sure this is always in your truck. Okay, just like your cell phone is always with you, make sure this is always with you. There's nothing more annoying for a customer is to have a 10, 15, 20-minute conversation about all kinds of stuff to do at the house, and hold on just one second, you got the garbage people coming, and you have that phone call, and then you talk about whatever, then you got to go find your notepad, write some notes down, and then you don't have, and you forgot some of the stuff. So like here, for example, I just wrote some example notes. I was on a phone call with someone. I mean, not really, this is all made up. Wrote her name Kelly, wrote the phone number down, the address, okay. And now anytime someone calls you and says, hey, I need to have lawn service, you guys talk for a little bit, and I'm going to have another video covering how to take phone calls, how to answer, just to give you a good idea, because some people who are starting out really don't know how to answer the phone, or really don't know how to lead the conversation in your favor. So that's another thing. It's who do you want to be in control of the conversation, the customer or you? And there's some things that you definitely want to say, and some things you don't want to say, and some things you want to say in the right tone, in the right way, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's what makes the difference. So anyway, so I wrote here, trim bushes, trim limbs and on backyard tree, full mow service, anything like that you want to write down that you might forget. It's easy to remember if someone says, well, all I need is just mowing and trimming and edging and blowing off the grass and stuff. Okay, cool. Well, now if you're driving, okay, obviously you can't take notes down. So if it's a real short conversation, say, hey, Mr. Customer, I can't write your number down right now or your address because you don't have to worry about writing the number down because the number will be on your recent call list on your phone. But if it doesn't come up with a name, then sometimes it can be a little tricky. So just make sure you're able to keep track of notes in some fashion. It's pretty important. Okay. Plus, when you write stuff down, it's saved, so you can always date it. So when you have a phone call with somebody, or you want to date that phone call, and then date maybe when you need to be out there to do the work, or however the conversation goes. So you guys just adjust that to what fits what you need. Okay, the next thing is this right here. This is a small, what I call a customer notebook. You can buy these at Walmart or Office Depot or stuff like that, and it's just a hardback book. And what I keep in here are customers, and maybe like here I got some video YouTube stuff, some ideas here that I want to make, different videos. Hadn't had a chance to do much, and then there's nothing else in there yet. So I just started doing this in this book like just a couple weeks ago. So okay, so what I have in here is I have my 3 routes that I do. Now you can label routes in your own way and on your own terms, but for me, this is what I do. We have a major interstate highway here. It's called I-45, and so I have properties on the east side, the west side, and then I have properties in another town not too far from here, about 10 miles from here, called Tomball. So I have route planner west I-45, east of 45, and then the few properties I have in Tomball, and some of those are big properties, and I pick up the small ones that were there. And all right, so for example, now these people are not in any type of order on here. The only thing they have in common is all these people here are all on the west side of 45, and all these people here on the east side of 45, and the same thing with the Tomball. So what we have here is I have the names written down. I really don't have last names because I know everybody, and for those who for some reason sometimes I have just the initial on there because I do have 2 Stephanies. That DM just means it's a neighborhood that those 3 people live in, and I didn't have that for other people. It's just, I don't know how it happened, I guess. So here I have, on this other page, I created a legend, as you can see here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That means the day of the week. And then E stands for every, and then O stands for other. Okay? And so here I have Robert, EO, Thursday, 35. I put the dollar amounts there so that way I'm able to remember what they are, and I don't, I mean, I'm not going to forget because it's in my bookkeeping anyways, but for the payments and stuff. But I just have that on there just as a quick reference, and I don't know, it's just a good bit of information to know. All right, so here we have Thursday, so it's every other Thursday. Okay, and we did that so that way it wouldn't be all the way out to here in case I need more room to write something else. I don't know, something I may think of down the road. Then here's Stephanie, is every other Monday. Okay, and then here's Stephanie, Craig, and Angela in that subdivision every other Friday. Now, Angela's is blank because her and her husband are going to be doing their lawn for the next couple of months since it'll be cooler. I've been doing their property over a year. They did the same thing last fall, so I just marked that out so I know not to put them on the calendar. Jim every other Monday. Let's see here. Here's Johnny, every E3 Monday. That's every 3rd Monday. So now we're in the cooler time of the year, and grass is really slowing down. So let's see here, and every 3rd, okay, every other, okay. Now Gabriel used to be whenever he would call, which was about 2 to 3 weeks, and the only reason I was only letting him do that is because he was in the center of where a lot of the other properties I have on this route at, and it's only the front yard, and it literally takes me 15 minutes and I'm done. So it really was no big deal, and it wasn't tall. The grass just did not grow. So you know, closer to that 3-week term was normally what was about what we needed. So I kind of just left him at every third Monday, and then same thing for the back. So all right, so excuse me. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, why does it matter with these, you know, letters and accurate, you know, that those letters and the days of the week, and they're not even in order? Right, because it doesn't matter, and I'm going to show you why it doesn't matter, but how that is going to help you on your calendar. Okay, so let me try to find my calendar. Hold on, where is that? Okay, here it is. All right, so obviously we're in October right now, okay, but I would strongly encourage you to go and buy a calendar of this size. I started out with a piece of paper, a notebook paper that lasted about a week. I couldn't keep track of anything, and then I tried a smaller calendar that was legal size, pad size. That didn't last long. I needed something bigger to write more notes, to be more organized, and so finally I went to Walmart and bought one of these guys. You can buy these at Office Depot. You can buy bigger ones too. So just buy the size you think you need, and then go a size bigger. You'll be glad you did, because remember, this is gonna be with you all year. So plan on growing, because you just have to be positive. Plan on growing and have the right stuff for your bookkeeping in the beginning, and the right tools and the know-how to keep track of things, and then it'll make it easier as you do grow bigger. All right, so on this calendar here, of course, it's blank, and all these squares are empty, you know, for you to write whatever you want in. So like here, they got lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I like to do, as you can see here, is I like to draw a line right in the center, because that gives me 10 spots on each side. And let's just say that's 10 customers, right? Or whatever you want to write. I normally use a ruler and then just, you know, draw all the way down, and that's what I've done here. And that's why you see these lines right here. So okay, so here we have, you know, the month of October is almost gone, and this is not as messy as some of the other months in the summertime. We're really busy, and I'm dialing down a little bit. I gave away some of my properties. As you can see in here, some of these, you know, were empty. These spots here, there, and, you know, some over here. I took those people out, and there's almost 20 of them, and gave them to a buddy of mine to help him start his lawn business. Now he's got about 40 people, and I gave him about that many right there, so he's got quite a bit. But I'm wanting to dial down to about 30 or 35, so that way I can focus on my YouTube channel and helping you guys grow your business and post some interesting videos, along with spending time on echomeansbusiness.com, and my other channel, which I'm starting, we're going to call Go Unbox Me. That's going to be a video where I'm unboxing all kinds of stuff, from tools to home stuff to I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So it's not only unboxing, but it's actually going to be using it in real applications. So I have a couple of those videos already put together. I have the YouTube channel, the website. I just have not published all that stuff yet. So anyways, so on here, you know, we have all that down. Okay, so how do we put the names on here onto the calendar? All right, well, let's go ahead and start that, and I'll show you how that works. And it's very simple, and this is for me, this has been the best way to keep track of everything. Instead of trying to remember, well, who's on what day? Well, no, they're on that day. Well, no, they're on. I know things change, you know, because of weather and stuff. But if they have a certain day of the week that they're normally on, keep them on that day. Now, on the calendar on that day, and then when it rains, well, you just get out there when you can. But you know, if it's a couple days late, that's all right. And then that next time you're out there, go ahead and get out there to their regular scheduled time. All right. So here we got Robert. Okay, Robert is every other Thursday. Okay, he used to be every Thursday. So let's look on here. Let's see here. There's Robert right here, right? Okay, so there's Robert, and it is Thursday. All right. So we have no Robert here, because he did tell me last week, hey, let's go to, on Friday, he said, let's go to every other week. Okay, cool. So here's Robert. All right, now on this calendar, you have last month right here, and then you have next month right here, which is pretty cool. So, all right, so we got here, so this is 31st, that would be the 1st, the 2nd. So let's look on the 2nd of November. here. All right, so we're going to skip that day and go here, Robert. See, we got Robert there. Okay, now we want to finish out the month every other week. Skip that week, put Robert, skip that week, and that's the next month. We won't worry about that. All right, so he's done. See how easy that was? Now move on to the next person. Let's get Stephanie G every other Monday. All right, so let's go to Monday. Let's see, where was the last time I did hers? Here she goes right here. Stephanie. All right, so we're going to skip this Monday. No Stephanie. I used to do hers every week too. Now it's cooler, so we're changing. All right, so we skip that. All right, so we're going to, here we go. This is the Monday. Skip that because that's last month's. And then here, this would be the 30th, 31st. So see here, we skipped it. We did hers on the 23rd, 30th, and the 6th. So we got Stephanie, skip, Stephanie, skip next month. Don't worry about it. All right, so then let's move on to the next one. All right, let's do one more. For example, Jim. And I'm just jumping around. Here, let's go every third. Let's go Johnny. Every third Monday. Okay? Now, let's see here. I used to do his property on another day of the week, but I think I switched to Mondays. Here we go, Monday. All right. So, now I just did his last Monday, and then it was every 2 weeks. He said, hey, Kev, let's go to every 3 weeks. Okay, no problem. So we skip here, right? All right, so we're going to skip the 30th. This is here. Skip the 6th. So it's going to be the 13th. All right, so let's write Johnny down. All right. And that's it for that month. We don't need him down. Actually, and I accidentally put him here the other day without thinking. All right, so see, that's why it's important to have pencil, because you can erase stuff and your information here doesn't look like crap. So, all right, so Johnny, and he's done for the month. Okay, so we won't need to put him down. All right, so I think you guys get the idea of how to do this. So you just write all your customers down. Try to figure out an easy way. Now, if you're, depending where you live, you know, it may not be that easy. You may live kind of out in the country and you have to travel some to get to some of these folks, or maybe you live further up in the northern states and, you know, where you guys live are a little different than down here in the more of the city areas. So if you have questions about that, just let me know. Leave them in the comments section. You can email me at kevin@texasveteranlawnservice.com. And let me know, you know, maybe I can help you try to figure out a route plan or whatnot, and then we can cover that. But just so that title part right there really doesn't matter. Just somehow separate things to each side of the track, so to speak, so that way you can keep those customers figured out. But again, you don't have to, you don't want to. But the reason I did that is because 2 weeks out of the month are the west side of 45. The other 2 weeks out of the other 2 days out of the month are 2 days out of the month. Damn it, I'll get it right here in a minute. 2 days out of the week, it's the west side of 45. The other 2 days are east side of 45, and then Thursdays is all my tomball route. So, for example, here this is west side of 45. This is let's see here. East side of 45, west side of 45, east side of 45, tomball, and then west side of 45. So, and then Saturdays, I don't put anything on Saturdays. I leave those open. So I work Monday through Friday, unless I have, you know, big landscape projects, or if I have a rain day during the week, then I can go and operate on that day. So like here we had Jason's property. We did some hedges and stuff. And, we had a wedding we had to go to. Then my son and I went to shoot some pistols that morning for the wedding. Then we had a big tree job yesterday that we did. And then one property over here we had to mow because I couldn't get to it on whatever the other day it was. So, all right. So now the other thing is how to keep track of when you're cutting a customer's property. When you finish up and you hop in your truck, okay, you need to annotate down whether you cut their property or not. So at the end of the day, you don't have to try to remember. And trust me, if you don't do that, you're going to forget stuff. So here, what I've done is I've used a check mark. You can use whatever you want, you know. So here, like the lodge, it's one of my commercial properties. So every time I mow it, I check it. Now, they pay for the whole year ahead of time, so I don't put PD for, like, for example, here, Chuck. all my customers, 98% of them pay me. 98% of them leave payment for me on the doorstep. The other 2%, the other 1% pay me as soon as I tell them I'm done. They send it to me quick pay. I don't do credit cards. And the other 1% pay a month ahead of time. So if they just pay me, like when I get there or when I'm done, I put PD. Okay. So at the end of the day, when I do my bookkeeping, I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. Well, I did their property, and I know they paid. I did their property. I know they paid me. And then if it's a lot of times I may not get paid till the next day. Let's just say they forgot or whatever. No big deal. I remind everybody when I'm done cutting. Just finished up, cutting your grass, and I let them know I have no problems asking for money right then and there, and you shouldn't either. So if you do feel uncomfortable, get that crap right out of your head and start changing. Okay, so if I don't do them that day, then I put a line through them. So here I didn't do Melanie that day. I did her here. Now she was supposed to be in there that day, but I think maybe that day I wasn't feeling well because I see some of those names over here. Because I only did 1, 2. And then, Don here when he should have been over here because he lives next door to Chuck. Okay, so anyway, so keep track of that stuff. Now, I'm going to show you how that comes into play when we get on nextdoor.com. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, to keep it real simple, is your business card. Okay, so it doesn't have to be fancy. This is my card. That's my old phone number. So if you try to prank call me, that won't work. You'll end up pissing somebody else off. You see it has a little flash to it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have flash to it. But you want it clean. Okay, you got the clean name. You got, the name, operator, whatever. And whatever picture in the background that's relative to what you do. Okay. On the back, it has, you can list some things like servicing their different areas, where you're at. Oak Ridge, Conroe, Tomball, whatever. Then the different services that you may want to include that you do. And some of these we don't do no more. These are old business cards. I need to make the new ones. But anyway, so some of the stuff we don't do on these, lawn treatment for insects, mosquitoes, that stuff we don't do. We don't do Bryan or College Station no more. In some areas of Spring we do. All right, so you could get, like 1,000 business cards from Vistaprint. Super cheap. I think I paid $45 or $50 for 1,000, and I don't mind paying good money for quality stuff. And I'm down to I think just a couple hundred left, so I'm not gonna buy new ones until these are out. So I get down to about the last 50. And but keep it simple. You can make business cards at home. You can go locally to get your business cards. So definitely shop around. I have a link in the description of Vistaprint.com and maybe some of the other ones. I don't know if you can print cardstock at Walmart or not. They can do a lot of other things. You can get them at Office Depot. So I'll have a couple links in the description to kind of give you an idea of some areas you might be able to visit. Maybe you live in a more rural area where you don't have, town is maybe 30, 40 minutes away. So definitely look into that. All right, so we're not going to touch up on yardbook.com in depth today because there's a lot of different sections on there I want to cover. I've already covered about 18 minutes here this morning. So this will be enough to kind of get you prepared, to get you ready. And then next week, or I might even put up another video tomorrow, I don't know. We have a lot of work we need to do. But go check out yardbook.com. Okay, it's free to sign up. Play around with that for a little bit, for about a week. And then next week, I will have a couple of videos in a series that will pertain to understanding and using yardbook.com. It's probably one of the largest programs out there. They've been out there for a long time, and they're constantly upgrading, updating all kinds of new features. And it's free. They take donations. If you want to upgrade to their premium package, that might cost a few dollars, but even if you don't, there's just so much you can use on their free section. So check that out. If you have any questions, please leave your comments here. Or you can email me, kevin@texasveteranlawnservice.com. Let me know if you have any questions on anything that we might have talked about today. We're taking this process slowly every week. We're in the cooler time of the year, so I really feel that if I'm going to help you guys get started or put my information out there, I want to make sure I cover a lot of detail but not be over the top. And you can't do it all in one video because you're only going to retain about 15% of that, and you probably won't want to watch it again anyway. So we'll do it little by little, so it gives you a plan to structure things. Okay. Let's see here. Like, subscribe if you like the channel. If you like what we do here, we're going to be posting some other videos of us out working this week. I got some last Friday. I haven't had a chance to post it yet. I got a funny part in the tree service job we did this weekend. It's pretty fun. I kind of fell over backwards, butt crack was showing, and it was kind of funny. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, maybe some of your friends out there are trying to learn the same thing you're learning. You know, don't get discouraged on starting a lawn service business, because there are millions or billions, I don't know how many people there are in the U.S., so there's plenty of properties to go around. There's not that many lawn service companies. There's a lot, but there's not that many that are any good. So around here in this area, there's a lot of lawn services, but not many are very good, and that's coming from customers that have told me that. So learning things the right way and understanding how stuff works and operates and whatnot, and we'll get into showing you how to cut grass, how to trim, how to edge, all these kinds of things. It'll be really good to watch you grow your business. So anyways, it's Monday, time to go to work, and I'm Kevin with Texas Veteran Lawn Service. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.